Howie Roseman pretty much said, hey, we are not done yet. Not done at all. The Eagles make another move on the second consecutive day. The Eagles want that chip.
Because I've seen enough horror movies to know any weirdo wearing a mask is never friendly.
What is going on, guys? Hope everyone's having a fantastic day. So the Philadelphia Eagles, Howie Roseman, on 2 consecutive days, they pick up 2 defensive tackles, and a new one for the Philadelphia Eagles is NDAMUKONG SUH. Okay, now Suh last year did talk about, winning another Super Bowl or wanting to win another Super Bowl, that he only has 1 Super Bowl ring to share with his two kids are fighting over 1 Super Bowl ring, and he wants to win another. And Howie Roseman goes out there and signs NDAMUKONG SUH. 2 defensive tackles, 2 savvy vets that are going to replace pretty much Jordan Davis, but more than enough, more pressure on Jonathan Gannon. NDAMUKONG SUH is great, and I think that's kind of the first, that was the first player I really wanted, regardless. That's the player I wanted in the beginning, but at the same time, you get both of these guys now. And I think Big Play Slay has been a big part of this since Slade used to play with NDAMUKONG SUH when he was in Detroit, when they both played together. This puts more pressure on Gannon. At this point, if Gannon cannot handle what he's doing with this inside, this interior. Now, we already got news from Fletcher Cox a couple days ago that he played 70% of the snaps against Washington in that Sunday night game, and his body's a damn mess right now. Because without Jordan Davis in the lineup, they have to give more reps for Fletch and more reps for Javon Hargrave. And there was times where he could have made a couple tackles in the game. He was right near somebody, and he didn't, he probably was really tired. It's not the old Fletcher Cox that we used to know, but obviously still productive in a rotation as of right now. But Big Play Slay is a big part of this thing. Says Slay was teammates with Suh in Detroit. Can't say enough good things about him. They talked last night. That's my OG. Now, the consensus is that Slay and Roseman might have talked behind the scenes like, dude, go get NDAMUKONG SUH. Or maybe this might not even happen, but this is what Slay had to say about this whole situation of getting 2 defensive tackles 2 days in a row. He says, we're not here just to be participants. We're going for the Super Bowl. Howie wants to see the confetti again. I want that feeling too. Okay? I think it's really important, man. Howie Roseman, this is a Super Bowl move. This is like he was not messing around. At this point, if Gannon can't work with both of these guys, I'm not saying that Suh and Linval will be lined up next to each other, which I think they will. I mean, they'd be in the second rotation technically because Marlon T is hurt as well. I need to check out that injury and how bad it is because you could be losing Marlon T. Maybe the Marlon T injury isn't as bad because I didn't know he was even injured after that game, which really surprised me. So since you lost another defensive tackle, you're down 2 defensive tackles. The Eagles had to sign Linval Joseph. There was no doubt they had to sign him. Linval Joseph, more of a over 300-pound run stuffer. Okay, only had a sack last year. I'm not looking for sacks. I'm looking for just to clog up the hole. Blitz, be more aggressive. Get these linebackers in the box. Like, do something here because if nothing was said to Jonathan Gannon this whole week, because at the end of the day, like, we don't know what's going on behind the scenes, okay? We don't know if Gannon was pretty much sitting there and, they didn't say anything to Gannon. Gannon's like, oh, yeah, I got Linval Joseph and NDAMUKONG SUH now. Now I can just do my own scheme. I can still run what I'm running. We all know that Gannon likes to run his multiple fronts. Your cornerbacks are out. Your cornerbacks are backed up 15 yards. You don't stack the box. You're not showing that teams have to fear you defensively. You're not showing any of that. You're giving up free yards. These running backs, they're literally blocking both our defensive tackles, leaving those running backs one-on-ones with these linebackers. As much as we haven't been tackling well, which I think we did tackle a little bit better in the Washington game to a certain extent compared to the Texans game, but we're struggling in that department as well. But you're giving 5+ yards to these running backs. Free yards. And on top of everything else, in 2 games, they're averaging 158 yards. They're giving up 158 yards against the run the past 2 games. 2 games. Now you get these guys in a rotation. Ndamukong Suh's not the player he used to be. Even Linval Joseph was with the Giants. I think went from the Giants to Minnesota, and I think went to the Chargers the past couple seasons. Okay. You have Suh that probably is more of a run is a run stuffer, but definitely has the pass rush. I think he still has a good pass rush ability, and I think there was a lot of teams still in the mix for him. In free agency, still, I think he was kind of just steering away from what he was doing and what team he wanted to go to. I think he was going to wait a little bit longer to sign with a team. But now having Ndamukong Suh coming to the Philadelphia Eagles, and I woke up late because I didn't see this news. And I was busy for a little bit today, so I saw the tweet of him putting the Eagles emoji that we did sign him, and Howie Roseman 2 consecutive days. The man wants the Super Bowl. The NFC is so weak right now. The NFC East is the strength of this division so far. And all I take from that Washington game going past this week is this team did not look like themselves. This team crippled themselves. 100% the coaching aspect of that loss was on them. So if I go through this week and you go to Indianapolis and you face a team that literally has a first win under their belt with Matt Ryan starting at quarterback, with a one-game interim head coach and Jeff Saturday, and you can't go in there with these weapons and dominate a football game. If I see Jonathan, if I see that running back with the Colts, I'm having brain farts on names. Jonathan Taylor. If I see Jonathan Taylor run over 120, 130 on us, there is a problem. If I see Matt Ryan not get sacked at least 3 to 4 times in that game, I swear to God, dude, like it is going to get that much worse, because I said after that Washington game, look at my thumbnails leading up. Look at my thumbnails to my videos leading up to that game on Sunday night. Literally every week I was pretty much like, can this scheme hold up? This bend don't break defense, can this hold up? How long can he get away with this? We're going to get screwed by this sooner or later. There's going to be a game down the road we're going to lose because of Jonathan Gannon. I was saying it every week, and people are like, oh, we're undefeated. It don't matter. It don't matter. We're undefeated. Who cares? It's working. It's working, but a team is going to figure it out. The Texans figured us out with 168 yards on the ground, 139 from Dameon Pierce. And then with 10 days, Washington took advantage of that whole situation, watched a lot of tape, and this is what happened. Okay, on top of the refs, on top of the coaching, on top of the players. I can't put too much blame into the players because the coaches have put this team in a really bad position that night. And the amount of time you had to preparate for this damn game on Sunday was absolute travesty. It was depressing. It was like, what team am I watching right now? It was a mess. Okay, I like these signings. This overcompensated, but for Jordan Davis's injury. But Gannon, it's just Gannon. He calls the plays. I don't want to see these corners off the line. I don't want to see these linebackers taking the hits more than giving them. Nakobe Dean is dying to play right now, and literally you're wasting this talent this year. It's one loss. People need to say, I need to calm down. Yes, I think we all need to calm down. Yes. But what I saw Sunday really disgusted me to oblivion. It took me out of my mindset. I was pissed off the next day. I was pissed off the day after. I'm pissed off because that's not how we play. This team could be the best offense, the best defense in the league. Literally, it can be. But because we are dumbing this defense down to like, we're acting as if we have one good corner, no defensive line. That's how he treats this defense. I don't mind multiple fronts, but you got to use them at the right time. You have two blitzes in 2 games. 2. You blitz one time in this game that we just played. That is it. That's unacceptable. That's with the amount of weapons you have. If you got Suh and Linval Joseph now clogging up probably a double team on top of it, swarm those damn linebackers through their damn gaps and get physical. Get aggressive. Just pound. Like, I'm watching the Giants every damn week, and don't matter if they're up by a touchdown, down by a touchdown, they are aggressive every third down. It's 3rd and 1, 3rd and 1, 3rd and 1, 3rd and 2, 3rd and 1. Every single 2 16-play drives. 2 in this game. With these 2 players now, you have overcompensated for that injury to Jordan Davis and Marlon T, depending on how long Marlon T is going to be out. Jordan Davis is even going to come back with these 2 players still on this roster, because there's no doubt about it, those 2 are staying here regardless, depending on what they do with Covey and special teams and the other issues that we have, which that's further from my mind right now. It's what's really important right now is this interior defensive line. And Howie Roseman just showed whether there was a talk between Howie and Big Play Slay, it just seemed like Slay really helped with the signing of Suh. 5 to 6 sacks last season, okay? And I think he will help in a rotation. It takes less pressure off Fletcher Cox, like I said before, because his body is a damn mess right now because he can't even play over 70% of the snaps anymore. He can't even play that much. They have to play Hargrave and Cox longer, pause. They have to play both of these guys longer. They have no choice because Jordan Davis is missing. And how much are you going to put on Marlon T as a 5th, 6th round pick? You know what I'm saying? So there's a lot going on with this team right now. It seems like their mindset is we're going to rebound this week, and I hope they do. You know, you got the Colts, not a great football team, but a team that I'm glad that the Eagles aren't undefeated anymore. As much as I hate that loss, I'm glad that the pressure's kind of off. They're not undefeated. Now everyone can shut their mouths now about the only undefeated team that's left, and the Eagles can go back to business this week. I think that's what's going to be really important. If Gannon can't get usage out of 2 more players, I'm kind of wondering right now, are they going to have Linval Joseph and NDAMUKONG SUH in coverage? I mean, you know what I mean? Like, I always have to think stupid stuff like that. I know it's impossible, but you never know. You know, I always have to think stupid crap like that because I wouldn't put it by him. I would not put it by him. You know what I mean? Where was Hassan Reddick in? I'm tired of seeing 3 linebackers go in coverage. There's no one to cover. All wasted to just have these quarterbacks that literally are bad to get the jump on us, giving them confidence and confidence and confidence every single play, dinking and ducking over our defense literally every single series, and it pisses me off. So, Howie Roseman, I've had no issues last offseason to this offseason to literally in season has been perfect. Perfection. Okay? My screen just froze. Give it a second. There's no issue with what Gannon has, with what Howie has done, okay, this whole entire year. Okay, Howie Roseman has done fantastic. Gannon just needs to figure this out because if he doesn't, it's gonna be bad. I said after I watched the game, they play like that every game. They treat the defense like that. We're losing every single game. It's crazy. 8-1. I'm talking about us losing every game. Like I shouldn't be saying that, but we have been looking at Gannon every single week. This passive, stupid defense. It doesn't make me fear this defense the way he plays. So that's all I got to really say, man. I am glad that they had signed NDAMUKONG SUH. It's been long overdue. Felt like they should have had him a couple weeks ago. It is what it is. But now you signed both of these guys. 2 defensive tackles, 2 vets in 2 days. It's really crazy. So let me know what you guys think about the NDAMUKONG SUH signing or both signings together, 2 consecutive signings. This defense, do you think Gannon has been reprimanded for his play calling until this point? Do you think the defense is going to look different this Sunday against the Colts? I really hope so, bro. I really hope so because I'm telling you right now, it ain't going to be good. It ain't going to be good when I have to watch this again with even more talent on this team. Howie Roseman deserves all the props. There's no doubt. Get it done, Gannon, because we'll be watching. See you guys later. Shake Squad up, follow us. Peace out, guys. Peace.